Alright everybody, welcome to the 34th episode of Selling Cars at Garage & Car Garage. What we have today is something unusual from what we usually sell here. Let's look at it. I had this car when I was younger, quite a lot, maybe some 7-8 years ago, in silver. I had a 2005, just like this one is 2005. I loved it. The size of it, I mean, pretty much, step from axle to axle. It's tiny, but the proportions of it are very, very nice. It was styled after their Formula One cars and the SLR with the nose and everything. So when I sold this car, I couldn't pass by on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk around, talk about all the things that are done to it and the imperfections. So when we come to the side, let's put it this way, it took 3 days just to polish this car. So 3 days it's been covered with liquid glass, all possible scratches, micro scratches and swirls have been taken care of. There are a few things, but again, the car has 56,000 miles or something like that, maybe 57, and it's been used on the road, all those miles. So the body is absolutely perfect. On the left side there are no dings, it's a reflection. No dings, no dents. I don't remember if there was any touch-up done on this side, but it looks absolutely beautiful. When we come towards the back, the same story, everything's polished up. As you know and might not know, if you had a W212 E-Class with a spoiler and a spoiler right here, they unglue all the time, so this was not an exception. So this spoiler was ungluing on the sides, it had to be taken out. Trust me, to remove that 3M, it takes forever. There are certain tools to remove it properly. So this is 3M pack on a proper 3M, not some Chinese stuff that you buy anywhere, or Walmart or any of that nature. Car bears all original paint, except the front bumper, and we're going to talk about that just in a little bit. Obviously the car, if you know them more or less, these parts are prone to fade. Whatever they have on this particular plastic part, they usually fade. And the one I had some more or less 8 some years ago, they were fading as well. When I got this car, it was not fading. It doesn't show any fade or sun damage anywhere on the interior as well. So when we come on this side, what we're going to see, and you won't be able to see because we did PDR, paintless dent removal, on the car. Want it or not, it doesn't matter how carefully you try to be, you will always get a door ding or this or that. So there was a little ding right here. We'll try to show it with a camera. I'm not sure if you're gonna see it, but it's been taken care of as much as possibly can. Sanded down, wet sanded and polished. This is the only imperfection that is worth noting on the actual body. There is no paint damage, so let's note that there is no paint damage. It's just if you look for it, you will find it. So when we come on this side, what we're going to see is that it's just perfect. So this turn signal was fogging. It's brand new from Mercedes. Also, what's worth noting is that the wheels, they have some curb rush. Some do, some not. I think 3 of them do. It's just some curb rush on the wheel. In order to properly do the wheels, you're looking at an $800 bill. Unfortunately, most people don't know how to take care of their wheels, and probably 99% of road going cars in the US, they do have car brush wheels. So talking about tires, tires have probably 30-40% left of life. They're quite old, but again, I already have $3,300 in receipts, maintenance, and parts and service parts on this car, not including my labor and not including $450 paint job on the front bumper. So adding another grand or $800 in tires and $1,600 is up to the new owner. When we come to the front, initially when I bought the car, mosquitoes just love it. Look at the window, they're all over it. So when we come to the front of the car, what we're going to see is it's a brand new bumper. When I bought the car, and this is very standard with Mercedes cars, C-Class, Class 212, 211 body style, 204 Mercedes. When you run to the gas station, you have a little bit of cement stop right there. When you run it past the bumper, it will go in. When you want to go back, it'll rip your bumper out. So this bumper was torn right here and on the other side. And just because of my integrity doesn't allow me to do some bando and you know, fiberglass and all that cool work, I went and bought a brand new bumper from a Mercedes Benz. The bumper cost like about $1,800. I bought it at cost, right about at $1,150, $450 paint job. Again, this had a little bit of stone chip damage, the grill. And I bought the brand new grill as well. The grill was brand new. It was a little bit of, you know, fading. So grill was brand new. And this part right here is polished inside, looks beautiful. Paint is done very nicely. It's hard to impress somebody who knows a lot about paint, but I like it. Again, AMG headlights, they were sandblasted, as you'll see in the pictures, and I will put the before and after. I have some people that can actually polish glass, sand it and polish it, so they look brand new. They look brand new. There are some stone chips. They're not big, but there are some, especially when you buff the car. You start buffing it, you will be able to, you'll know that the compound gets in there, and there are some stone chips that we had to touch up, but it is what it is, you know. It's a black car, everything is extremely visible on it. So that's about it. It doesn't really have, you know, much road damage on the fender. Maybe a little bit, you know, but overall the car is beautiful. It's beautiful. It shows beautifully. It's beauty. I love it. I love it. So also, when taking out the bumper, replace the turn signals. They're brand new from Mercedes. What happens is, you know, I guess Daimler Chrysler and the plastic on the back of them, what happens is it melts. So when I took the bumper, I know that it's melting, you know, there's a little hole, moisture will get in there. I just replaced it. Another thing what's got replaced is the front protection plate or air dam skid plate, because it was where the mounting is and the mounts to the bumper and all that, it was just torn. You know, when you back out from those gas station stops, it's done. Another thing, in order to polish the hood properly, you know, you can tape all this around, or you remove them, which is the proper way to go. So we tried removing it, and this motor produces so much heat, it's so cramped in there, that this, with time and with the engine heat, it just cracks. I mean, you really need it. It's like a cookie dry, you know. You really need just a little press on it, and it's done. So these meshes are brand new as well, as you'll be able to see in the photographs provided. The windshield cowl is brand new, so is the caps that cover windshield arms, original OE Mercedes windshield wipers, and so it goes on. Talking about the brakes, rears pads are about good 70% to 80, and the front is about, let's say about 40. So it's still got life to go. Composite rotors up front. So let's go ahead and pop the hood, and we'll talk about all the maintenance that was done in the engine bay. When you pop up the hood, you'll notice that it rises on its own. It's because the struts are brand new. They're original equipment struts, and they were also replaced. So full maintenance, as you know, 113 motors, you might not. What happens is they generate massive amount of heat. Heat has nowhere to escape except go down or go out through the vents. And especially what suffers is all the vacuum hosing underneath of this cover. They dry out to the point that you crack them, they almost turn into plastic, and they do. The engine starts running not properly. Valve covers on the motor are extremely hot, man. They're super hot. So valve covers, they dry out as well, and it starts leaking right on the manifold on both sides. So all the service been done with OE parts, valve cover gaskets, all the vacuum lines, and a couple of valves, air valves. 040 FS mobile with AMG filter. This car requires a special filter. It doesn't take your MAN or whatever other quickie lube. So you got to make sure, otherwise you will ruin the motor. It's not the same as 112 on regular 113 5.0s. Coolant has been flushed with genuine Mercedes coolant, flushed properly. I use distilled water to flush it, and then I dilute it 50-50 and I fill it up. Power steering right here has been flushed with genuine Mercedes fluid, flushed 3 times. Brake fluid has been flushed on all 4 corners. I ran a quart of a brake fluid. Forgot what I used, either Mercedes or ATE, either one of them. I think ATE. What else? Rear differential has been done with Mobil 1 oil, and the only thing that has not been serviced on this car is the transmission. And the reason for that is because I had the pump and I lost the fitting. The fitting that requires for you to put the this transmission takes the fluid from underneath. You need a special fitting on the pump. I lost it, and it takes time to order this one, and it's a very easy job. However, the original filter and original pan gasket, OE gaskets, they're included with a sale in the trunk for a new owner. Take it to a mechanic and do a tranny flush. Mercedes recommends every 45,000, so it's past due about 10,000. Tranny shit's on the spot, dead on perfect. So let's go ahead. Everything's very nice, clean. I mean, after this video shoot, we're going to go ahead and join Mercedes Club of Orlando, 1 block from here. And I want them to see how beautiful this car is. Another thing, this car's got HIDs, it's got navigation. The one I had, it didn't have HIDs, and it was silver. You know, most of them are kind of silver or red, black. I had silver in Orlando like 2010, and I've never seen another silver pre-restyle SLK, because I like the pre-restyle a lot more, just of the look. And of course they made this front bumper look really ugly on the restyle, and they got rid of the beautiful Brembo brakes. And the initial pre-restyle design is nicer. So I have the silver, never seen another car. Actually, I've seen a couple of silvers, but only seen black. So total of, say, since 2006, my residence in Orlando, I've seen maybe 3 cars. That's how rare it is. However, a SL55 is a lot more common, at least in Florida. So when we come to the interior of this automobile, let's go ahead and open the door. I'm going to go ahead and sit on that side. So what you're going to see is very nice and clean and flat interior. Mercedes developed this thing called soft touch, and if you do not address it or use it properly, it will come off. So in order for me to make this car as good as it can be, I had to buy some trim, specifically cup holders, because you know it held nail scratches, the ashtray because it had nail scratches, and the center console because it was all scratched up and it was peeling. Same comes to the buttons, left and right. Leather is in very good condition. It shows some wear, which is acceptable. You know, you'll be able to see it on the photographs, but nothing extraordinarily major. Door cards are nice. They do have some you know, like this one. This line is caused by the buckle, belt buckle. People, you know, close their belt buckles in them. Other than that, steering wheel is very nice and clean, flat. It's super perfect. Also, bought brand new AMG mats for it. There were 3 available in the whole, 3 sets in the whole entire United States, and they were all dealer owned. So I bought all 3 of them out of California. So this is one of the last AMG mats that you will be able to get, and it is in this car, unless you buy it new old stock on eBay or something. Other than that, everything's very clean. Interior is really nice. It cranks up perfectly, runs. I mean, we're not gonna really do cranking, revving, acceleration, and test drive. This car is perfect. Sound is very nice. It's got Harman Kardon, surround sound. Everything is nice and beautiful. So let me go ahead and get out of the car. I really love how Mercedes doors close. They lost that feel with their new, starting from 213 E-Class and their ML, GL, GLC, MLS, ABS deal. So if you compare this pillarless door to pillarless door of Japanese car, I mean, this closes with the window up or down. It does not make any difference. It's a very nice, solid feel to it. If you to close a pillarless door or of a Subaru, making a rattle can like somebody's banging on the pot inside. So that's a fact. So very nice. Let's go ahead towards the trunk. As you can see, it opens on its own. Original Mercedes hood struts with a star, obviously new. So here's your filter, your fan gasket. And that's about one owner, clean Carfax. This is the from the dealer service records. Obviously you'll be able to see all kinds of service records on the on the Carfax as well. Basically all the Mercedes receipts, alignment, alignment's been done on it, so everything's been done, and that's right here $3,300, not including $450 paint job. And about probably more than 100 hours of labor, reconditioning, and maintenance. So the car was really beautiful, and you know, not only it needs a new proud owner, but it needs somebody who's going to take Mercedes product into the future. They're obviously not going to make the car of the size of a Miata with a 5.5 atmospheric motor anymore. And you know, I need somebody who is going to take care of it and love it just as much as I appreciate Mercedes products, especially the older ones. So this is going to continue our review, and once again, all this car needs is a new proud owner.